Rumors of my demise have been greatly exaggerated. All right, hi everyone. It has indeed been a long time, and I know I promised you guys an update video like at least 2 weeks ago, and of course this is it, 2 weeks late. I'm only just getting around to it, but I just wanted to let you guys know that I have not uh, tuned in, turned on, and dropped out, as Timothy Leary would have said. I have not just kind of melted into the background or gone away or given up or anything like that. I've just been really, really inundated with all kinds of day-to-day stuff and all kinds of sort of hopefully only once every couple of years stuff. So just to let you know a little bit about what I've been up to. My house is still in a state of transition. It's livable, but it is nowhere near done. For instance, instead of a toilet in the upstairs bathroom, I have, and this is a selling feature, a convenient hole in the floor that not only needs no cleaning or maintenance, nor even the bother of flushing, but which really opens up the space. I also need to put quarter round moldings and transition pieces on the baseboards and the flooring, and I have yet to do that or even purchase them. And the only window in our house that has a covering is the living room. And just have a look, a lovely white sheet tacked onto the window there, just to cut down on the glare because we get the afternoon sun through that window. And I just put that up with a couple of finishing nails because it is a man-made fiber sheet and nobody wants to use it anyway. So yeah, I still have a ways to go on getting this place livable, and unfortunately a lot of it is going to require money, and that's why a lot of those things are on hold. We simply petered out financially, and we're going to have to recover a little bit before we start those projects. Um, I also have about 20 to 25 boxes left to unpack and find space for, and to stow that stuff. And I've also been working about twice as many hours as I had been prior, to compensate for not just the renovation costs, but the fact that my boyfriend was laid off a few months ago, and he has one of those lovely, highly specialized university degrees that means his skills are extremely extremely applicable in certain situations and certain jobs, but sometimes it's hard to actually find those jobs. He's on to something now, and hopefully that'll pan out, and he'll be at work again within the next 2 to 3 weeks. That would be wonderful. Um, so yeah, it just, things haven't been a breeze. They're starting to look up, and I should hopefully be able to pull back a little bit at my own job fairly soon and get back on track with what's going on with my channel. On top of that, I had been living in my sister's townhouse that she owns, and when we bought our place and moved out, after much renovation, much work went into it, um, it, well, my sister, of course, wanted to move back into her place, and I have been helping her paint and helping her prepare the floors for the installation of flooring and helping her do all kinds of stuff. And then on top of that, helping her just this weekend move. I don't know if you can see the bruises all over me here. Here's one. Um, but that's from lugging heavy furniture and all kinds of other stuff. And just, and then helping her clean her apartment after she moved out. So, I mean, like, it literally has been just a huge sort of upheaval that is hopefully settling down fairly soon. I suppose with spring finally having arrived. I think we still had snow on the ground a week ago here in Edmonton. But with spring having finally arrived, there will be other things that require our attention, like yard work and maybe doing some landscaping and stuff like that. But it should not be too time consuming and too draining on me. So there you go. Life gets in the way. So okay, in addition to all of that, I've been doing a fair bit of traveling recently. On February 6th, I gave a talk at the behest of the Canadian Association for Equality at Ryerson University. And then I spent the third weekend of that month in New Hampshire at the Free State Project's Liberty Forum, where I attended a panel discussion with feminist Naomi Wolf and anarchist Antigone Darling on whether feminism is necessary, as well as giving a speech on feminism's roots in Marxist thought. After my speech, I was interviewed on Free Talk Live, a radio show that broadcasts live across over 100 stations in the U.S., and then earlier this month, earlier in April, I attended the Libertarian Party of Wisconsin's annual convention as an invited speaker. The keynote address for that was given by Governor and former presidential candidate Gary Johnson, who surprisingly brought up sex offenses in his talk, and not in the Obama sense that we need to do more to convict sex offenders, but in the how do we so often wrongfully convict and destroy people's lives. So that was very refreshing and good to hear, and it was really an honor to have him sit through my entire talk and really seem to be listening. So that was kind of cool. I'm going to leave links in the low bar to all of the available footage that's already up regarding that stuff, so that you guys can have a look at it. I know some of you already have, but I don't know that everybody has. I have to say the ultimate fist pump moment in all of those experiences was when Naomi Wolf called me a rape apologist for saying that sex is a crime based on state of mind or consent. So that was actually kind of that was an experience, and it's one I would not trade for anything in the world. So. And I will admit that, yes, I have been attending a lot of libertarian events and gatherings and stuff like that, whether here in Edmonton or in New York State or in Wisconsin or in New Hampshire. But one thing I gotta give those libertarians is that they're really open-minded and they're very fun to party with. I think if I attend any more events like that, my liver's gonna crawl out of me in the middle of the night and stab me to death in my sleep. Just like, stop doing this to me. Because they definitely, in Wisconsin, the booze was flowing and I didn't have to pay for a single drink. I just had so many people who were just happy to take care of my tab because they were happy to have me there. So that was just really cool. And really debilitating by the time it was done. Other than the traveling, which I hate, all of these experiences were just really fun and informative. And I know a few of you have probably concluded that, I've retired or something because I just have not been a presence on my own channel for quite a while. But I really haven't. It's just I've been real-lifing it a lot more, which takes a bit more out of you than making videos. I may only have to give a 45-minute talk in a place like Wisconsin, but it involves, 3 to 4 days of preparing that talk, and then, at least 2 solid days of traveling, and that just really takes it out of you, so there you go. Of course, while I've been recuperating and trying to get my energy back, I have sort of been watching a lot of other people's YouTube videos, and I'm going to take a moment and give some channels I've recently discovered and some sort of oldies but definitely goodies a bit of a shout out. And I'm going to leave links to their channels in the low bar as well. One of them is That Guy T. He seems to be relatively new. When I found him, I think he only had 8 videos. Seems to be covering a broad range of political topics from, things like minimum wage and all of that to gender issues. and from a slant that's quite common sense, and he seems like a very, very bright young man. So anybody who wants to check out his videos, I would definitely recommend them. Another one, Girl Does Rant. She creeps me out in her bizarro mask with her strangely modified voice. It just, yee! But at the same time, a lot of what she says makes a ton of sense, and so I would recommend anybody to check out her channel and see what she has to say. Of course, Bane666, the skull in the jug of Kool-Aid, one of my recent favorites. I don't think I've ever been bored by a video of his. I know some people really don't like the computer-generated voice, the text-to-speech voice. But you know, I really don't have a problem with that. He's consistently interesting, consistently commonsensical, consistently, you know, on point, and makes a good argument. So I would definitely recommend him. Uh, oh, and for those of you who don't know, and I can't imagine why anyone wouldn't know, but Snake Plisskenist is back in the form of someone going by the name of Rizzle Dizzle. And I would suggest that anybody interested in hearing his sarcasm and his extremely cynical views on life, the universe, and everything, including gender, go and subscribe again to his channel because, you know, there you go. He's got plenty of interesting things to say, even though he's kind of an asshole. Internet Aristocrat. I really, really enjoyed his Hugbox Chronicles videos, and I think he actually is a good person to listen to as well. Josh O'Brien, he's 17 years old. Some of the arguments that I've seen him make have been a little bit on the simplistic side, but for 17-year-old, holy crap, he's got so much potential, and he deserves all the encouragement that we can give him, especially because, you know, someone that young taking it upon himself to put himself out in the world in this way, and speaking so much common sense really needs to be encouraged. So, and then my final one, Blithering Genius. I know that he often gets a lot of downvotes on his video, you know, sort of on his videos as compared to the ratio of other people in the manosphere or watched by the manosphere. He is, I think that's just going to happen when somebody applies pure logic to anything, and a complete lack of emotionality. And I think that he does that very, very well. Just to state things as he sees that they are, and not let ought or should get in the way of what he sees as the is. So I would definitely recommend all of his videos for anybody who's interested in sort of an extremely cold, clinical, logical analysis of what's going on, particularly in the world of gender. So, again, I don't agree with everything every one of these people has to say, with the possible exception of Bane666. But every one of them is worth watching, so I think you should all go and subscribe to those channels and just give them a shot. Finally, I want to let you all know that I do indeed, because some people have been messaging me wondering whether I do, but I do read every single message and email I receive. I don't have time to respond to them all, or even maybe even a tenth or a fifth of all the emails and messages I receive. Some of them will be asking for advice, other people will be asking for answers, others write me just to thank me and encourage me to keep going, and there are a small minority of people who write to demand, you know, that I tell them who the hell I think I am, right? But all of these messages are welcome. They all get read. But, you know, please don't take my lack of response as some kind of slight or condemnation of you for being too wordy or getting too personal. just really don't have enough time to answer everyone. And if you're asking a question and I don't respond, chances are the answer's already available through Google, or I've already covered in a video, or it's already been answered somewhere out there. And every once in a while I will get into a big, long, lengthy, you know 10,000 word email exchange with somebody who asks me a question that I hadn't thought about before. That's probably the only time that I'm going to respond really to any degree, is if I haven't thought about that question or I haven't thought about that issue, and they've presented me with something that I haven't really covered before. And but like if you're just going to ask me, I had somebody a few weeks ago ask me, like, what what should I do as a young woman who sees all of this, who seems to be red pill? I want to date. How do I even go about doing it? Well, how do I even know that? Um, like I'm not a source of dating advice. Believe me, given all of the relationships that I've been in that went nowhere good, I'm really not somebody you want to take dating advice from, even as far as me being aware of what's going on. Uh, I don't know. I don't know any more than anybody else does. Like, I'm just as lost as the rest of you in a lot of ways. So just as stumbling around in the dark as anybody else in a lot of ways. So, I just wanted to let everybody know that if I don't respond to you, it's not that I don't appreciate hearing from you. It's not that I haven't read your email, and it's not that I am ignoring you. It's really just that I just, if, when you get 75 messages or emails a day, there's just no way to write a personal response to every single one of them and still go to work and still get the dishes done and still get the leaves raked and still, you know, install that toilet that needs installing and doing all those other things. There's just no way that I could do that. So I do read them, I do appreciate them, but and I hope that you forgive me for not responding personally to each and every one. And yeah, I think that's it. I've been thinking probably a content-rich video sometime in the next week or so. I've also been thinking of joining Patreon. I know that The Amazing Atheist and Thunderfoot and a whole bunch of other people have joined Patreon, and it gives subscribers and I guess fans the option of being able to pay on a per video basis, which would definitely maybe motivate me to make more videos. One of the things that I would have to do is figure out, if I was going to join that, figure out whether I need to move the Honey Badger Radio ads off my channel. I really don't think that, I don't know if you noticed, but I don't monetize those. I don't think that that I should be making money off of ads that I'm putting up for something else that I'm doing. So I'm not quite sure how workable that is, but I just thought I would ask all of you guys whether you think it's a good idea for me to join something like that. And other than that, I got a kid coming in the door in the next 5 minutes, so I think I'm going to hightail it out of here. Have a good May 1st, and I will hopefully see you all soon. Also, listen to me on Honey Badger Radio tonight. I'm still doing that every Thursday night for the foreseeable future, so there you go. Bye.